All right. Hello, everyone. How are you? It's Kei. So this is the 13th of August, 2022 on Saturday. So let's do the live stream today. And since markets are closed today, I will talk about anger management in trading. So I actually posted one of the board here on the chat. So my question is, do you have a routine to avoid revenge trades? I posted this vote on this chat. So if you see it, please take a vote, and I will talk about this topic based on the result. Okay, so and this vote is only available in the live. So in case if you see this archive, you won't see the vote. But yeah, anyways, let's discuss some psychology. Yeah, it's the 13th. This is the mid of August now. Time flies. So, but looks like markets are becoming active now. So I only took one trade, and that was in a very small profit. But in yesterday, I took one trade on the pound Swiss franc, and it was in a very small profit because I closed it before the US news starts. There was a Michigan sentiment report yesterday in the US. So before that happens, I closed my trades because I wasn't able to set the break even. So I closed manually and take few pips of profit. So yeah, hopefully I will be able to trade actively yeah, next week. So let's see. Okay, so yeah, so let me switch screen now. Okay, and before starting here, a quick disclaimer as usual is that basically everything that I talk about in my YouTube channel is all based on my own experience and knowledge. So when you take trades, please do at your own risks. And also, this is live stream, so if you can please follow the rules and guidelines, that would be great. Okay. And yeah, also recently there are some spams in social media, so please be careful. I don't have Telegram account, I don't do Instagram, I don't do Facebook, and I don't send direct messages in social media. So please be careful. The best way to reach me is by email. So yeah, that's the quick announcement, quick warning to everyone who joins my live stream. Okay, so yeah, thank you for joining everyone. Again, good to see you. All right, and look, good to see you too. Thank you for joining, Dirk. And Coin Flip, thank you for joining also. All right, Asif, thank you for joining as well. Great to see you. Nasser, thank you for joining. Alfonso and Jarek, Ranjit and TikTok, Honey and Kevin and everyone, thank you for joining. So yeah, again, my question is, do you have a routine to avoid the revenge trades? If you do, I see yes is now 55%. But if you do have some routine, please also mention that on the chat. That will be very interesting to look. So yeah, today's topic is about anger management because, you know, we tend to be angry or maybe disappointed or upset when you have losses, especially when you have some consecutive losses. Where like one loss is okay, two losses still okay, but if you start to have like 3 losses or 4 losses, 5 losses consecutive, then you might have some stress or frustration or anger. So that's when you have to adjust your psychology. Because obviously we can't keep winning the whole time in trades. The losses are the part of the process, but to make the losses as part of the process, you have to control your emotion, and you have to be kind of cool in your emotion to be able to keep trading in the long run. And I say this because I've had the same experience. Like when I was trading and keep losing, I got frustrated, and I was upset. I got depressed. So I had to take some medicines to cure depression. So it was very painful. But even so, I didn't quit trading. I simply kept trading, kept improving on my trades. That was my focus. So yeah, and here I am now. So yeah, success success becomes true if you keep studying and keep practicing it, and also if you know how to manage the risk and also your emotion, then you should be fine in the long run. Because I say this because I have been trading full-time for the last 6 years, and there had been some good days and bad days, good times and bad times. So this is like a marathon. It's like a marathon, and you don't want to go too fast, then you might be exhausted. But if you go too late, too slow, then it will take time to get to the destination. But and if you go too fast, then along the way you may have some injury, and it delays your process, your success towards your goal. So it's like really like a marathon. But no one supports, no one supports in this marathon. Basically, you have to do it on your own. So the mindset or the mentality becomes really the key. That's why the themes on Saturdays, I set trade psychology, and that's the topic for today. So yeah, again, if you have some routines to avoid some revenge trades or avoid some frustrations, please let me know what exactly you do to avoid such, such circumstances. And it must be helpful to those who don't really have these rules or these routines. And I have my own. I have my own routines, so I will also share it today. Routines or the mindset I have. So I will share that also today. Okay, yeah. So all right, I start to see some comments now. So let me check your comments first. Let's see. Let me just enlarge the screen. Okay, so let's see. All right, yeah, again, thank you for joining, everyone. Good to see you here. All right. Okay, first one I see is from Andrew Lowe. He says, I have a demo account for me to rage and revenge trade. Okay, you have a demo account, but still revenge trade? Then, yeah, it might be a bit difficult for you to start the live account. Yeah, especially if you take the demo account, you should have no emotion. You should have less emotion, because when you take live trades with the real money, then you will have more emotion, more ups and downs and emotions. Yeah, sometimes, when I do the GTS class, I recommend everyone to start with the demo account. But for some traders, they prefer live accounts, the real accounts, because they say if they trade with the demo account, there is no adrenaline. They can't be serious on their trades. So in that case, I recommend everyone to start small amount. Not a big amount, but maybe you can start with like 1000 USD and practice on it. Okay. All right. Thank you for joining, everyone. Good to see you. Steven says, my max loss per day is 2%. Okay, that's good. That's a good risk management. Yeah. Max loss as per 2%. That's good. Okay, let's see. Big G says lower your lot size. Yeah, that's also true. You have to manage the lot size in that way. Yeah, so every time you enter trades, exit, especially every time you enter trades, you have to calculate the lot size. And if your risk is too much, too big for you psychologically, then you have to lower the risk per trade. If 2% is too much for you, you feel, then you may be comfortable with 1%. It also depends on the personality. Like some traders may prefer like 3%, 4%. Some traders may prefer 1%. So it depends, but you have to find the comfortable risk per trade in psychology. Okay. Yeah, let's see. Yeah, thank you for joining. Good to see you here on the live stream today. So this is the 13th of August on Saturday. I'm doing this trade psychology topic today. Okay, let's see. Tony says, if I take 2 to 3 losses, I'm done for the day. I regroup and try to find better entries. That's good. That's good. Hold on, let me try to fit this in the page. So yeah, that's good because if you lose, let's say 3 times per day, that means the markets on that day may not really suit for you. So that's the confirmation. The fact that you're losing 3 times per day. So yeah, I think it's wise to completely leave chart and come back tomorrow. Yeah, I do too, actually. I also do. When I have like 3 consecutive losses per day, then I quit trading on that day and come back tomorrow, or sometimes come back next week. When I see some new trends in new pairs, I come back. Yeah, and this is because I believe that there is no 100% working strategies in the world. So if my strategy does not seem to work today, then I better skip today and come back the next day. That's a mindset. But in that case, I don't feel there's something wrong with my strategy. I don't feel even if I see some losses along the way, because towards the end of the month, the end of the year, I become profitable, and that's my goal. Okay. Oh, Manohar says more than 3 losses. I do not trade for at least 3 days. Okay, that's nice. That's nice. Yeah. If you lose 3 losses 3 times, then yeah, and if you still feel that you're upset, you're a bit emotional next day, then you better be away for the 3 days. That's also good management, I think. Yeah. Yeah, and besides the losses, sometimes you may be busy on your life. You may be have some stress in a job, on a relationship, or whatever you have. You have some stress, right? Stress in life. In that case, you also have to be away from the charts. Like when I had some big argument with my friends when I was in Japan, when I was actually working full-time, got stressed also. I didn't feel like trading, but I forced myself to trade and I fail. And it becomes even more painful. I had the stress in life. I took the trade and lose many times. That was really, really stressful. So when you feel yourself that you're still emotional in any reasons, I recommend you to just relax, come back tomorrow. Okay. Oh, FT Imagines says limit amount of trades per day after that and turn off the PC. Yeah. We have to turn off the PC. That's important. That's important phrase. Yeah. You can't simply be away from charts. You can't minimize. Don't minimize the window. Don't minimize the trading view. Don't minimize the MT5, MT4. But simply close these platforms and also shut down the PC. Then you can feel like you're completely away from the charts. And never turn on the chart on mobile either. You know, sometimes after losses, you may be curious which way the market might go afterwards. But I don't recommend anyone to check afterwards, after what happens after your losses. Because, you know, either way, it's not really important. I mean, even if the market goes against your direction afterwards, then you may be happy because you cut the loss very soon and you avoided these potential losses. But you exited anyways. That was okay. You didn't lose more. But if the market went down or went towards your direction after you exited without yourself, then you might have some stress also. You might feel like, I shouldn't have exited there. If I kept holding my trade, then I should be winning so much profit. You may think like that afterwards, but you're not there. So that's also something to avoid. So after you're completely away from the PC, away from the charts after some losses, that means you have to be really away from the charts. That you can just come back tomorrow. It's okay. So I think there is two types of distance between yourself and the charts. One is the physical distance from the PC, from mobile to yourself. So if you lose sometimes, you know, consecutive, like 2 times, then I recommend you to physically be away from the PC, away from the charts, and only, you know, trade, only, you know, not think about the trades anymore, not think about the losses anymore. You can completely think about something else. Maybe you can talk to your friends and completely in different topic, or completely do something else. Maybe you can go to gym, you can watch some movie to completely kind of forget your losses. Yeah, so be physically away from the charts and also psychologically be away. I think there are two types of being away from the charts. Yeah, for myself, I have a mobile app in TradingView. So sometimes when I monitor charts, I use mobile and I execute trades by mobile because it's more handy than PC. Sometimes PC freezes, so I don't execute my trades on the PC. Normally I do this on mobile. So I have these apps on mobile. So, but when I'm away from the PC and when I'm away from the charts, I never launch the apps. I mean, I completely be away from these apps, never open, never tap my fingers on these apps when I leave in charts. So if it's not difficult, then I think you can do it. But if it's also, sometimes when you see the TradingView icon, TradingView app on your mobile, after some losses, you may be curious, you might be tapping, and you might be seeing charts afterwards and see what happens. If it's difficult for you, then I recommend you to just delete the mobile app, and you can use maybe tablet to trade, to execute, but not having the app on your mobile. Yeah. So that's also, I think, be away psychologically from the charts. Or from your trades also. Yeah, let's see. My max allowed loss per week is 6%. Okay. All right. Yeah, that's also discipline to limit the risk per trade per week. That's also good. Ahmed says, I've had 4 consecutive losses and are in the route that at the moment. My emotions are high, trying to find a way to control them so I don't do any emotional trades. Yeah. We have to control our emotion. And it is possible to control emotion. You know, sometimes you are be attracted to do something, to go something, to have something. But if you have some emotional control skills, then you don't have to. You won't be, catching these. You won't be going for, these opportunities. That's discipline. Yeah, simply cross charts and go away. Yeah, that's good. Okay. Okay, when Kijun Sen down in a weekly, daily, 4 hour, it's difficult time when you jump into the market. Yep, it's better to stay away. I mean, Kijun Sen is, when Kijun Sen is down, then I think it's okay. You can still be in the trades. If it's not close to resistance or support, that's fine. Yeah, hello Suresh, thank you for joining. Nice topic for today. All right, Cal says, I usually stop trading for a while and start backtesting until I feel more confident. Every pair has slightly different patterns and backtesting helped me become more familiar with them. That is true. Yes, that is true. Yeah, and that's also another thing about the importance of backtest. It's not like backtesting simply to practice on it, but also you will start to see patterns in the market, some characteristics according to each pair in the markets. So it helps a lot. Yeah. You will notice some differences, like for example, like Euro pairs, like Euro USD, for example, has lots of head and shoulders patterns on the higher time frames. But let's say AUD pairs has more like ascending, descending P waves and breakouts on the AUD pairs. So yeah, like this, there are some characteristic differences among each pair. And you can actually tell by backtesting. And this pattern changes. Every 1 year or 2 years, the pattern changes. But it's important to recognize what works and what doesn't seem to work on these patterns on the markets. And I think this is also one of the skills to be able to acquire that's necessary to become a successful trader, I think. Okay, Andrew says, I mean, I have a live account, but I have a separate demo account for me to rage and revenge trade. Okay. Okay. You do a live account, and then when you lose, you switch demo account and do revenge trades. Okay. Yeah. So your demo account is basically for the revenge trades. That's interesting. That's interesting. But what if it goes success on the demo account? Then you might feel regret. If this was a if this was a live account, then your revenge was success. I'm not really sure. I might feel so. I'm not really sure. Okay. Let's see. Okay, Fai says, what are your thoughts on smart money concept? I don't really follow the smart money concept. Simply, I use Ichimoku. I'm a technical analysis and trades. So basically, I trade by the charts. And I don't really follow the smart money concepts. Okay, let's see. Sorosh says, I usually don't revenge market because I know it's the way of market that sometimes I lose, sometimes I win. It's just the end of result that matters. Yeah, that is true. That is true. Yes. And to know the result in the long run, you have to follow the rules. And that's the only way to do. And there is no shortcuts. There is no holy grail. Only follow the rules with discipline. And that's the only way to be success in the long run. That is really true. Before I didn't know. That's why I was hopping from indicator to indicator, from EA to EA. And I spent so much time and money to invest and tried many indicators, many paid indicators, paid EAs. But because I was looking for Holy Grail, there was no success. It took me like 2 years almost to realize the fact that there is no Holy Grail. So, and no revenge trades also. I used to revenge trade too, like because I wanted to cover the previous losses. So I was always looking for a way to cover the losses. So let's say I had a, let's say like a $10,000 account, and if I lose 50%, then my purpose to trade was to recover from the losses and recover it to break even became my aim, right? But when I first started to trade with a $10,000 account, my aim was to make profits more and be success. But when I started to lose and lose, then my goal became to make it break even. So I changed strategies to make it break even. And after I covered these previous losses to break even, then I was starting to use the original strategy and to make profits. And then when I started to lose, I switched my strategy to cover the losses. But it wasn't success, actually. I lost some accounts. So yeah, I think the other thing that's important is never switch your strategy just because you're losing for 3 times. Okay, yeah, okay, I see many comments now. All right, so let me quickly check. Analuk says, I have no routine, but I'm trying not to put feelings into all my trades, whether win or lose. Naturally, losing is difficult, not to feel frustrated. So for now, I will stop and review and study again. Yeah, that's right. It's better to, for now, stop trading and focus on your study. Yeah. So, you know the story about the turtle and the rabbit? When they race, rabbit goes very fast than turtle, but because rabbit becomes overconfident, he sleeps along the way, but this turtle keeps walking and pass rabbit. Next day, the turtle wins. So I think it's same is true. I mean, sometimes you can stop. It's always important to stop trading when when you're not confident enough. If you get emotional, you can stop, take a rest, and go to the destination. But firmly, you have to keep walking, right? You can stop, but you never stop forever. Just keep walking, take a rest, keep walking, take a rest, and keep walking slowly but gradually. Then, yeah, I think it should be fine. Yeah. Let's see. John Harris says, if I have a huge loss, I trade in smaller positions or trade the following day. Okay, that's nice. You lower the risk per trade. That's nice. Okay. Hiran says, I have defined my risk as per trade, risk per day, risk per week. If all stop loss hit, then stop trading for a week. That's nice. That's also a nice way to logically manage your risk per trade, per day, per week. That's really nice. You can also take also per month. And if you exceed the monthly drawdown, let's say in the mid of August, let's say, then you better stop trading for the rest of the August, for example. Yeah, let's see. Okay, let's see. My common mistake is when I exit too early or place a stop loss ahead of time, not anger, except disappointed. Okay. Yeah. Exit too early. Yeah. So if you keep exiting too early, then there is no success. You know, sometimes market, after your entry, let's say when it's bullish, you enter the trade and the market goes up, and then you have, let's say, 20 pips of running profit, and you become happy, and then the market just goes backwards. And when it goes backwards, you exit, let's say, with the 5 pips of profit, because you don't like the break even, you don't want to lose if the market keeps going down, so you exit with the 5 pips of profit, and then from there, the market just goes with all your positions. So a too early exit timing is sometimes you can't make huge profits along the way. Also, if you set the break even too early timing, only 10 pips or 15 pips only, you set the break even, then the market will hit the break even and it goes. Right? So it was also my mistake when I was a newbie. I didn't want to lose. And I found this break-even strategy. When I find it, I was so happy that because once I set the break-even line, I don't lose. So why do I set the break-even at the earliest possible? So let's say if I have 10 pips running profit, I move it to break-even. If I have 7 pips of running profit, I set the break-even. So I used to set the break-evens too early, and I got so many break-even trades. Afterwards, you know, some pairs, the markets went towards my direction without my positions. So that was also the reflection of my fear of loss. So yeah, the break-even timing and exit timing should be at the right timings, and it should be logical. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, thank you for joining, everyone. Good to see you. Good to see you. All right. So I do see many other comments now, but let me also share what I do to avoid the frustration or anger in my trades. So let me end the poll. Okay, so I had 86 votes on the question, do you have a routine to avoid revenge trades? Yes, 58%, no, 41%. So that's a good ratio. That's a really good ratio. I thought no would be more than yes, but it's good that you have some routine to avoid the revenge trades, avoid some psychology when you keep losing. That's really good. Because we have to have some routines or some mindset or some action patterns to avoid the revenge trades. Okay. Okay, James also says, can't say I do revenge trade. When I place a trade, I expect something to happen. Not to expect win, I feel this helps. That is also very true. Let me just cover this one. Yeah, it's like you feel like nothing. You don't expect anything, but you become acceptable on any results. So this is all exactly what I feel too. Like when I take trades, I don't expect the profit. So what do I expect is basically the result, whether it's a win or loss. I simply yeah, I don't really expect the profits every time. That's also my feeling, my honest feeling when I take trades. And I think that's because I lost too much. I lost too much and I had too much losses, too much losing trades. So in a sense, I become numb in the losses. So it's like a trauma, but not like a trauma, but I lost too much that I don't feel losses anymore. So, and I had some big wins previously, but because I know I can lose big also, I can lose consecutive also, I don't feel too happy when I win big. That's also my emotion. So yeah, I don't expect to win, I don't expect to lose also, and simply I follow the rules with my trades, and that's all I can do. But to know that, it took me like 2 years or 3 years. So yeah, I think it's really important, a mindset to have. So for me, basically there are three topics or three points I want to mention today, how I avoid these revenge trades. And one is to be logical. I think that's one important, because to be logical, I mean, if you become logical, then you know exactly what to do, and you know exactly when to enter and when to exit. So every single trade should be logical. So let's say, and this logic means it has to be reproducible. I mean, let's say if I say 1 + 1 = 2, if I say this, then when I ask me what is 1 + 1 next day or next week, next month, my answer should always be the same. It's number 2. Right? If I say 1 + 1 is 3 tomorrow, and if I say 1 + 1 is 0 next month, then that's not logical. So we have to be logical in the long run. So yeah, that's what I mean by logical, and all the trades should be like this. When I say it's bullish, it's bullish. And when I say it's ranging, it's ranging. So it's that kind of a feeling or that kind of logic you have to have, because logic sometimes helps to avoid emotional trades. So let's say for myself, I have my own strategy called KTS, Kei's trading strategy. And how I take trades is that, so let's say I see trending pairs in higher time frames, which are daily or the 4-hour time frames. And when I see the trends, then I look for, I confirm a trend on 1 hour or the 30-minute time frames. And when I can confirm these trends, then I go down to the 5-minute, look for the entry timings. And that is my strategy. And that's something I covering in the theme in August. So you can watch these videos. But yeah, so let's see. So when I have these logics behind, it helped me a lot to decide not only when to enter, but to decide when to exit. And I think logics on exit timings are more important than the logics on the entries. I think if you become better at exit timings, then you can be success, no matter which strategies you're using. In the risk management, not entries, actually. Entries are not really important. I mean, it's important, entry timings are important, but I would say it's less important than the exit timings and the risk management, because the risk management is connected to the psychology, the emotion. But entry timing is not really connected with the psychology, I think. But risk management and especially exit timing is closely connected with the psychology. So in my strategy, I take exit timing as a part of the risk management. I don't take exit timing as trading strategy like entries, but the exit timing should be connected with the exit strategy. Exit timing should be connected with the risk management part on your strategy because it's closely connected with the psychology. So first one I think it's important is to be logical on your trades. Right? And also the second thing that's important is to create scenarios in the future. Let's say the market is trending up. Let me just open the trading view quickly. So let's see, let me just screenshot. Okay, so let's see here. Euro AUD, this is bearish. It's bearish because Kumo's down. In my strategy, Kumo's down, Kijun Sen is down, Tenkan Sen down, Chikou span below candles. So it's bearish. Right? So when it's bearish, I never buy, but I only look for the sell chance, selling edge. And but even if it's going down, it doesn't mean that the market keeps going down straight. Along the way, it should retrace, but in the long run, it should go down, is my view on this one. And if you look at the 1 hour chart, this one is also bearish, right? But so let's say when you place sell, you may be thinking that you may be only expecting that the market goes down this way. But you always have to think about the other side. What if the market goes backwards? This is what I mean by the create scenarios. Like what if the market goes backwards? When would you exit? This also should be taken into your strategy. Otherwise, once the market really goes backwards, you never know what to do and you never know when exactly to exit. So again, this is part of the exit strategy, but you have to create scenario in the future, especially after you took the entries. What if the market goes against my direction? Then what would you do? And if the market goes towards your direction, going down this way, and what would you do? You monitor, you run profits, but what do you do about the stop losses? And when would you take profit? Would you take profit here or here? It also should be counted into your scenario even before you execute trades. This is the second way to avoid these emotional trades. Yeah, because emotion again is closely connected with the exit. You don't really feel emotion when you enter trades. You have hope, right, of making profits, running profits. But especially when the market goes backwards and exit with a loss, that's when psychology, emotion comes. So scenarios should also be into consideration when you enter the trades. That's the second one. And the third one is to step back. This is about also psychology, but you have to kind of step back and be away from the charts. So that's also, I have actually briefly touched on this in the beginning of this live stream today, but better be away from the charts and step back and see charts, especially if you having some positions. Even if you're on the trades, you have to step back and see charts as if you have no positions, as Goichi Hosoda says. This I learned from Goichi Hosoda actually. From the original books, he says, you have to trade as if you have no positions. If you don't have any positions, and if you see this one, it's bearish. So, you feel no emotion. And even if it goes backwards from here, you don't feel anything because you have no positions. But if you stick sell and the market goes up, you feel some emotion because you're losing, right? But even so, you have to be calm and cool with a less emotion. So you have to kind of, have some room in between yourself in the chart, between yourself in the positions, every time you enter trades. One small tip about how to avoid the emotion is you have to see numbers in pips, but not money. I think I talked about this one a couple of months ago. But when you open the MT5, MT4, or mobile, and you see when you run losses and profits, you see the numbers in money, right? But you never pay attention to money, but only pay attention to the pips and percentages. Like how many percent you lost is more important than how much you lost or how much you win. The percentages and also pips, how many pips you gain, how many pips you lose, is more important than how much you make, how much you lose. Because how much is subjective. Depending on how much you have on your account, it changes, and how big your position size is, it changes. So yeah, how much is not really important, but how many pips and the percentage is more important in trades. So that's another way to avoid some emotions, I feel. So yeah, so that's my topic for today. So yeah, let me again come back to some comments now. Okay, oh, Siva says, when I trade, I expect to lose it all, so I'm not hurt when I lose 20%. Yeah, you don't feel anything even if you lose 20% because you don't feel anything when you lose everything. But if you keep doing it, then you may lose again and again, and you won't be success. If you want to be success, then 20% loss is too big in ratio. Maybe not in money, but in ratio it's too big. So you have to learn how to avoid these big losses. If you want to be successful, that's important. Okay, Janice says, level of anger, frustration depends on how much you risk. Sometimes you feel like a complete loser. Yeah, that's true, that's right. Risk management is a key, right? So again, let's say if you risk 2%, or let's say the market goes against your direction, market starts to go against your direction, and when you start to lose, if you feel it's hurting or it's frustrating, that means your lot size may be too big. So I recommend you to decrease the lot size and take next entries. Oh, Kevin, thank you for joining my Ichimoku community. Thank you so much. So please connect your YouTube with Discord, and you get all the perks in my Ichimoku community. So thank you, Kevin, and stay gold. All right. Take profit on higher time frame support. Is this right? Yes, that's okay. Yeah. Raiko says, generally, I don't manage risks when I do scalping. Although I know that's very stupid, so it's not strange that I have losses. Yeah, as for scalping, I still think you have to set the stop loss, because stop loss is like a seatbelt. Let's say on the next 5 minutes or 10 minutes, the market may spike. It may go down 30, 40 pips. And I think for scalpers, 30, 40 pips is very, very big to cover. So I think even for the scalpers, I think it's better to set stop loss. Yeah. Okay, Melo says, my trades always go for more pips in the wrong direction, never in the right position. Okay, so that's how you feel, right? That's how you feel. I think, so in a sense, you have to also have some successful experience to become a profitable trader. If you haven't experienced any successful trades in the past, then you have no success experience and it might be difficult. And that's why I recommend everyone to run that Forex Tester and practice on the previous charts, on the past charts. And you can actually cheat on this, actually. You can only pick the trending markets and take trades on the trending markets only. And you become profitable, right? And that's like successful, that's like success experience. And opposite is also true. Like you only pick the reversing markets and only practice on how to lose correctly. You know the market goes backwards. In the past charts, you know it goes backwards, but intentionally you pick that timing and practice on the exit with the losses. And then next time when you take a trade, and you lose, you feel less stress, less frustration. So yeah, I also recommend everyone to practice with the losses too. Not only the profits, but practice on the losses to lose correctly. Yeah, that's also important, to set the stop loss correctly and to lose correctly. Yeah. So yeah, so that was basically my topic for today. So since Saturdays, markets are closed, I usually do this a theme about the trader psychology. So tomorrow I will be doing the weekly forecast. So I hope you can join there. I think I will be ending this live stream in a couple of minutes. But yeah, again, thank you for stopping by, everyone. And I hope, I really hope everybody gets success in my community and at least get better on the trades. And I can only talk based on my own experience, because I never learned trades by someone. I read some books, but mainly I backtested it and I learned based on my own experience. So I can only talk from my experience, but if you can learn some new secrets on my videos and lives like this in my YouTube channel, that will be my honor to be able to share what I know, what I've experienced so far, so that you won't do the same mistake over again. I don't want you to lose in a way that I did in the past. So, because if you keep learning, if you keep studying, if you keep practicing, then success will be, it's possible in trades. But and this, you can't learn this from the textbook. You have to trade. You have to have some pains. You have to have some frustrations, and then overcome these angers and frustrations. And I think that's the only way to be success in the long run. So yeah, I don't expect anyone to keep winning without any losses, without any pains. I think pains will be necessary to keep us going. But if I can share how to avoid these pains, how to avoid these same mistakes of mine, then I think that's the only thing I can do on my YouTube. But hopefully you can learn in this way. So again, thank you so much, everyone. I hope you have a great weekend. And for those who are Ichimoku members, I will see you in about 5 minutes. So again, thanks so much, and I will see you again. And until I see you next time, please stay healthy and stay safe and stay gold. Alright, bye for now everyone. Mata ne. Thanks so much.